Hey, how's it going? Oliver Carlin here. So the answer to should I rent my house out or not? That's the question, right? So should you do it? So should you do it? It depends. It really does. Some people it's going to be a good idea. Some people it's not. The first thing you're going to have to consider is, okay, how much is it actually going to cost me to rent this house? You know, is it even, most people think they'll just calculate their mortgage payment and that's it. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. You're actually going to have to look at vacancy rates. You're going to have to look at, like, if your house is vacant, what if it's vacant for a few months, and you're not getting a mortgage payment? Will you be able to cover that? Is that going to set you, that might take rid of all your profit for the next few years. What if, are you covering utility costs or not? Are there any maintenance? Maintenance is a big one. What if you're going to have to calculate a yearly maintenance to keep the house up, from falling apart? Tenant's not going to do it. Are you going to use a property management company, or are you going to do it yourself? They'll take about 10% of the monthly rent to manage it for you. Are you going to, what else is there? See, property management, vacancy rates, utility costs, if you're going to have the tenant cover the utility costs or not. That's kind of the big stuff. You're going to have legal fees. What if you need to do an eviction? So you will need an attorney sometimes, possibly. You can do an eviction yourself, but so determine that. Look at your mortgage, your insurance. Your insurance is going to go up because you're going to need landlord insurance. So look at all those things, figure out how much it's going to cost me a month, right? Once you've determined that, then you need to figure out how much you're going to be able to rent it for. And it's not just, oh, I'll just rent it for whatever I want. It doesn't work like that. I've seen crazy things online like 1 or 2% of what the house is worth. It doesn't. Look, the market determines how much your house is going to rent for, not anything else. So go ahead, look at Realtor.com, look at PadMapper, look at Zillow, and you're going to determine from there, if what other houses similar to yours near your house are renting for. If it looks nicer than your house and they're asking less than what you are, no one's going to rent your house. They're going to rent the nicer house, right? And vice versa. So you definitely need to figure out the value of your house. Very important. Last thing you're going to need to determine is you're going to have to learn and figure out go through my blog on the tenant screening process. That's a whole other topic, but you need to do the right steps to get a good tenant in there. Otherwise, everything will just be horrible for you if you do not get a good tenant in there. And then lastly, are you willing to become a property manager, or are you going to use a property management company? They'll take about 10% of the monthly rent fee to manage it for you, and normally they're not very good. They're not going to take care of it like you would. So if you're going to do it yourself, you have to understand that at least a few hours a week or every couple weeks it's going to take from your time. So are you willing to put in the time to manage that property the way it needs to be managed? And you'll have a time limit. You're going to have to respond to things within 48 hours or 24 hours when tenant, depending on if it's emergency or not, for that tenant that's living there. And if you're on travel and stuff like that, it can get ugly. You know what I mean? If you're not available, you're going to have to hire someone to manage it for you. So look at those things. How much is it? How much are you really going to have to pay every month for that? Determine how much you can actually rent the house for. Very important. Go to those websites and figure it out. You can ask property management companies too, or real estate agents. They might have an idea, not really their specialty. But do those two things, then decide if you actually willing to put forth the effort and manage it yourself. Once you've looked at all those things, you're going to have a good idea of whether or not you'll want to rent this house out. Now, if you decide that maybe you're losing money on it every month, it's easy to do. The only reason to be okay to lose money is if you're trying to avoid foreclosure and maybe the house is appreciating right now and you can recoup your losses in a couple of years and sell it. But if the house is actually going down right now and you're renting it for a loss, you're going to lose even more money in a couple of years. So determine, is the market going down or up? The markets always go down, up, down, up, down, up. So look at the chart, see if yours is on this direction, and you'll be okay, right, for appreciation. If not, then just try to sell it. Hopefully you can maybe you might lose some money when you try to sell it, but hey, at least you got rid of it. If you do looking at foreclosure or short sale process, I have blog posts on that. Now all the details on on everything I've talked about here can be found on my blog post I've written. So check out my blog post, the link should be below this video, and get all the details. I didn't go into detail in this video on a lot of this stuff, but I do there. So check that out if you are considering renting. Very important. And definitely look at my tenant screening process blog post, because that is crucial, absolutely crucial, that you find a good tenant. So many people have got tenants in there and just destroy the house, utterly destroy it, and they lose all kinds of money. So do not let that happen to you, okay? All right, well look, I wish you the best of luck. If you did find value in this, I just ask that you share it with somebody, like it, share it with someone that find value as well, you know, help them out. If you do have any questions or concerns, you can comment below this video or on my blog post, and I'll answer as quick as I can, okay? So, all right, well look, take care and have a good one. Alrighty, bye-bye.